The vast majority of our childhood years have been spent in a classroom, being forced to learn about random facts and knowledge without any context on how it's used in the real world. Despite pure boredom, tedious hours, and mental health struggles, most students choose to endure the evil education system, as doing something, anything, is better than doing nothing. But what about those who dared to be great? What about those who dare defy the school system and claim their freedom over the tomb of gloom that is the classroom? My name is Sammy G, and welcome to the October Ossuary. This is the series where I talk about the dark side of human nature and highlight the evil that we are all capable of committing. It's important to highlight first the breaking point at which students realise that enough is enough. The school day is divided into 6 hour-long classes, 30 minutes of tutor time, and an hour-long lunch break. That's right, 1 hour of break for 6.5 hours of working. The torture begins at 8:30 on the dot. Do not be late. Otherwise, you won't leave at 4 PM with your friends. And then, let the calamity begin. First class of the day is English. Mrs. Yvonne's first class back after she had her baby, and she reads the conflict anthology. The poor pupils squint at every word on the paper, for the contents are someone else's analysis of a poem that no one over the age of 21 is ever going to read again. They hand in their crumpled essays to Mrs. Yvonne, hoping that she says it's good, despite her not reading a book since she graduated from her psychology degree. Second period, maths with Mr. Xavier. Very weird how the room smells of illness and fatigue, since I don't remember the last time he ever took a day off. He mumbles the formula on the whiteboard and slurs out convoluted working that another man could explain in a simpler manner in a matter of minutes. Before lunch is PE. It's the start of the year, so badminton is on the syllabus. As the students slack from the boring drills that suck the fun out of doing sport, Mr. Williams stomps towards us, taking a rest on the way, and exclaims that we should get fitter. Very strange behaviour. He's usually very nice to the kids. A little too nice, if you ask me. Finally at 11:30, something to eat, but do not be mistaken. Lunch is anything but a break. Everyone at this school eats at the same time, so the students rush in line to get today's share of the glop being served. For those who are not quick enough, they may get distracted by a nasty roar from their digestive system. Unless they go the route of cutting the line, but only a select few can have that privilege. As disgusting and scarring as the day sounds so far, you may escape any time you like and take the rest of the day off. The first port of call is to fake an illness. Remember though that although your teachers are flawed creatures, they're not gullible. They're not just gonna loosen their grip on you. I hope you went to drama class this week. You're gonna need the skills to translate here. If you've successfully left the classroom, then you've left the centre of hell. The next ring presents to you the school nurse, a crooked lady who has worked here since the birth of your parents. Her treatment of you will consist of a toffee sweet to lower the symptoms of illness and fresh water to clear your throat. Drink the water at your own risk, but do not touch the toffee. It's a trap. It's a test that tells the school nurse whether or not you're faking it. Oh, I know the sweetness of the toffee would be like a warm embrace on a winter's day. But you have already passed the metal barrier. It would be stupid to get stuck in the paper bag. Now, wouldn't it? Once she is convinced of your plague, she will call your parents to come and collect you. Your parents, the people who have known you since '02, and those who value education more than anything. You're not just bunking off out of laziness, are you? We want you to have a good, high-paying job. Something that can make the family proud in front of Uncle Fester at the next family reunion. What were his kids' name again? You know, so we can compare their achievements to your inadequacies. I leave the cards down to you at this point. You know your mother and your father better than I know them. If you are successful in convincing your parents of the parasite of illness coursing in your body, enjoy your time off, for you have evaded the tyrannical learning realm for a mere couple of days. Now that you've understood the motivations of why a student may not like school, let's discuss those who took more extreme measures to flee from the sinister school system. Angelina, not her real name, had decided to leave the institution with a friend group with ambitious goals. The Escapists' plan was to simply walk out. After all, if it looks like they should be at the exit, then maybe it will appear that nothing is wrong. Angelina's friend group joined alliance with Blake, a close friend who also happens to get on well with the school security. The plan Angelina described was to find the right time where no one would see them, but also where the exit would be open. The plan struck just before lunchtime, when the security was at its lowest. There was only one guard, and there weren't little kids swarming everywhere. Blake approached the back exit in a friendly manner, to which the Stonewall guard greeted him with open arms. Blake had lured the behemoth to lower his guard and distract the zoned-in man from the exit he was trying to protect. Whilst the exit was open, the friend group escorted one at a time, as quickly yet silently as possible. Angelina signalled to Blake that they were all out and thanked him for his cooperation. Blake, impressed with the group's bravery and grit, decided to leave with them. He could use the time off after all, and why waste all that charisma if you're not going to use it for yourself? The story ends with our old friend group celebrating in the park that school was done for them, and with a strange lack of difficulty, don't you think? Well guys, you've got to remember that we are talking about teenagers over here. One of the members of the group decided to take a selfie, captioning the photo, "Just escaped from school," and posted it on their Snapchat. Guess who just so happened to see that post? That's right, Blake's younger sister, who just told Blake's mother of his reckless decisions. The next day at school, the group got an earful from the dictator principal, and their school lives, as we know it, were ruined till the end of time. Angelina, however, was never seen again. Her whereabouts are known, and all evidence of her mere existence thrown into a fire. Well, Angelina's case is a interesting one, as it shows her desperation to escape from the institution. It's also fascinating to see how much planning the other group members did to leave school that they are only gonna come back to. What about those who took an instinctual approach to escaping and saw the first opportunity to flee as a result of explosive, bottled up emotions? Cyrus was a popular kid amongst his peers for all the wrong reasons. A demeanour of unease throughout his every action. Cyrus made even the most roadman of students turn a blind eye to his dingy profile. Although respected by those brave enough to interact with him, Cyrus was just a big dog in a school full of kittens. One day, however, at lunchtime, during the Key Stage 4 derby, Year 10 versus Year 11, Cyrus was playing football as usual. This time, however, he got to represent the younger generation and to show everyone, despite a look of no interest, he did in fact fit in with all his classmates. Everything was going to plan. The match was even, a competitive kickabout as usual. However, to win a header in the air and secure the victory with the winning goal, Cyrus struck a Year 11 jock in the process, sitting him down on the concrete pitch. Humiliated, the spiteful senior unleashed a wrath of hatred to confront the accused apprentice. Despite Cyrus's attempts to calm him down, the enraged jock was having none of it. Thus Cyrus decided enough was enough of everyone treating him like a wild creature trapped in a cage. So that is exactly what he did. He brawled, battered, bit and broke the now submissive student until the whole school was pleading for reconciliation. Not wanting to face the consequences of the establishment, he dashed towards the back gate, gripping tight as he scaled the fence like it was a mission in the Himalayas, when suddenly he felt a forceful pull dragging him back down the bucket of crabs. Undeterred, he continued to scale to the top, applying vicious force to disengage from the shackles of the security guard. Once Cyrus had reached the summit, he descended the fence in a leap of faith, rolling to break his fall. Suddenly, a primal scream was exerted out of his lungs. Looking down, horrified at the sight of blood pouring from his hands onto the tarmac road. His finger was caught on the metal railing, and so his lifeline of escape quickly turned into a potential death warrant. That's the last most people saw of Cyrus, though last time I heard of him, he was able to make a full recovery and he got a job in construction. Though that is news from last decade, and life changes very quick, you see. As extraordinary as our heroes are, what about everyone else who chose to go home the normal way at 4 PM? Well, they have to participate in the annual Year 11 Purge Day. The day of the last exam marks the day where many of the older kids have their last day at secondary school. To celebrate this achievement, they attempt heinous sins on the existing students, such as mugging, assaulting, or in extreme cases, stabbing poor pupils of the school. The reason for doing this is not just a power play, but it is because these big dogs know that they can get away with it. After all, it's not like you can just tell the teacher, "Please, Mrs. Smith, that boy over there took my lunch." Which boy? He's not my problem anymore. No, we can't check the CCTV footage. The cameras didn't work when your lock was broken into and your phone was stolen. What makes you think that they're gonna work now? Throughout the day, the floor would be like an ocean of sweat, with the pale look on the helpless people's faces. For when that final bell rings, they will have 5 minutes to run out of the building and into public civilization. For those stragglers that drop their guard, we can only hope that they live to tell the tale. The October Ossuary is a place containing many answers, yet those who visit often leave with questions. In a place of darkness where you can see the light, with freedom at stake, how hard will you fight?